Is it working? Okay, hi guys, and after all the very interesting and well-designed credit screens, here we are to the Westport Independent, a game about censorship, corruption, and newspaper. So I saw this game on like Steam a couple of days ago, and I said that I definitely have to try it. It's a very uh, it's an interestingly stylish design game. The biggest complaints that there have been raised to this game is that they say that they are copying the game, the Papers, Please game, and the game made before the other game, the Papers, Please game by the same author, the Rebublia Times. Many people say that it's pretty much the same thing. It could be true. I mean, it's basically, even if it is a copy, the thing is that in this day and age, it's very hard to like come up with a completely original idea. They are influenced by so many things that it's like very hard to come out with something that it's like completely new and like out of nowhere. You must have had some inspiration. But if it is an inspiration, but it is a good game, then at least, it deserves some credit. October 14, 1946. Wow, that's just after the Second World War. So yeah, it's a game in which you are basically a newspaper editor, and there's like a loyalist government and like the rebels, and you have to like, just like in Republic Times, try to make print papers, try to choose sides on whether or who to support, while at the same time, making a popular newspaper because basically it's also about that. We're going to choose the slot 0, I suppose, and it's saved automatically between each week. I haven't played it before. I've seen like, I don't know, 5 minutes of gameplay, so I'm not like completely on the dark. And yeah, if the loading screen will go away, and if the game will start, or do I have to press? Oh, I have to click to like pass. Okay. This is a work of fiction. Names, character groups, business and places, events, and incidents are either the products of others' imagination or used in fictional manner. Any sexual persons, living or dead, or actual events or groups is purely coincidental. Alright then. Not that I thought that Westport was a real city or whatever.
The following is an instructional film about the public culture
Message
bill
from the
for
loyalist
all
government.
independent newspapers in Westport. Throughout this film, we'll answer various questions you may have regarding both preparations for the bill and the bill itself. What is the Public Culture Bill?
Public
The
culture
Public
bill.
Culture Bill is a new bill that will come into force May 16, 1949, and has been created to improve the quality of independent media outlets. The
How
bill
so?
contains 7 guidelines for independent media outlets to follow that will make it easier to create media products of utmost quality. In order to make sure that everyone follows these guidelines, the bill will create a government-driven union called the Loyalists News and Media Association that will be
Why
mandatory
loyalists?
for independent media outlets to join.
And
That's your
mandatory,
responsibility until the bill comes into force. Introducing a new bill takes time. Therefore, until the Loyalist News and Media Association is properly set up and the bill has come into force, the Loyalist government has created temporary guidelines for you to follow.
Alright.
Do not print deceitful content that may harm the appearance of our country.
Okay.
Do not print deceitful content that may harm the appearance of the Loyalist government. Do not print deceitful content that may harm the appearance of the president.
Okay, so I must do all those things, right?
Deceitful content that may glorify the acts of rebels or other criminals.
Gotcha.
Do print content that strengthens loyalty towards the government. Do print content that inspires morality in the public. And finally, do print content that heartens propriety in our society.
Propriety?
The Loyalist government expects your cooperation in this matter and hopes you understand the consequences of disobedience and or affiliation with disloyal members of the public.
Alrighty then.
How do I remove improper content from my paper?
Man, I love the way this tutorial is designed.
Drag an article to your desk.
Okay.
Second, read through the articles and look for fallacies. Third, cross over paragraphs that do not fit with the government guidelines.
Ah.
Give your article to a journalist so that they can transcribe it. Make sure that you only give them an article you have fully edited, as mistakes can be quite devastating.
Okay, there's someone at the door.
That is all for this instructional film.
Alright, we're back. Oh, what did the hell did I miss? What is this? Okay, these are the articles, employees. I missed a little bit of the last paragraph, what they're saying, but week 0, people's opinion, loyalist suspicion, and popularity. Okay, and what the hell are these? Dear editor, man, this fucking writing though. Phil has been putting up more loyalist propaganda in the office. You know, I can't stand this shit, so I decided to put it down. It should be on your desk together with this note, Frank. Okay, and this is loyalty, morality, and propriety. These are the bases of a civilized society. I see. So yeah, it's as I said, it's an interesting game, and apparently we have like different transcribers over here that like after we make the newspaper, we have to give it to them. Julie, known for having doubtful opinion of the government, went to community college, worked abroad as a freelance worker. Oh, I see. So yeah, she is obviously more libertarian and against the government. She has some suspicion and is more towards the rebel affiliation. Phil, we already know that he's a loyalist supporter. Lives in the Western Districts with a disabled brother and went to a private college. No suspicion whatsoever. Frank lives alone and has no college education. Opposed the loyalists before they came to power. Oh, that is very interesting. And lives in the Eastern Factory. And finally we have Anne, who is a parent, lives by the Eastern Factories, married and went to community college, and is like basically she's like the neutral person, you know, she doesn't really care one way or the other, I suppose. Not sure what the comfort. I guess the comfort meter is how comfortable they are with me as an editor, then their opinion, and how much the loyalists suspect them. Alright, well, let's see. We have the tutorial article. Censoring. One of the game's main mechanic is censoring articles. You do this by clicking on paragraphs that seem inappropriate. When censored, the content won't be shown to the public and will affect neither their opinion nor the government's suspicion of you. You can also change the heading by clicking on it. Different headlines can change the portrayal of an article. Welcome to the extraordinary and amazing soon-to-be glory winner, the Westport Independent. Tutorial article 1. Okay, we'll have this. I think all the articles are okay on this one. And then we give them to someone, I suppose. Let's go with Anne, since she doesn't really care too much. And yeah, we have like 4 more articles. And apparently there is a send to print button. Tutorial article number 2. Employees, when you're censored an article, it needs to be transcribed. Okay, yeah. To do this, put it in one of the name folders at the bottom right. The employees have different opinions, and they'll be discussing how you run your paper. I think I've seen a picture about this. Also have their lives to protect, so don't blame them if they don't wish to follow you into death. The part is about your employees. Okay, very well then. It doesn't really matter who I'm putting this up to, so you know. Julie, here you go. We have 2 more articles. Okay, these are now proper articles, so the first 2 were just tutorial. What do you have? We have the one of about the public culture bill that has been passed. Let's take it out. Public culture bill that the government presented last year has today been passed. The purpose of the new bill is to stop the creation and distribution of incorrect and improper content. It will force independent media outlets to either shut down or join the new government-funded union called the Loyalist News and Media Association. And I've been thinking like, how do you want to play this game? And you know, you have different choices. You can play like either a loyalist, you can play as an, you know, a rebel supporter, or you can play like in the mid part. New bill has been passed, forcing independent to shut down. So we can put it in a good like and leave all the paragraphs. Obviously we can cut this paragraph because it's like it's a little bit harsh. At the same time I feel like why not leave all of them, you know? It's like it's basically just telling the truth, you know? This is exactly everything that is happening. So let's see, we'll send it to I guess Phil will be fine. Hopefully he will print it. Loyalist government pursue harsher actions against the suspected rebels. The impasse that will hasten the arrest of rebel supporters consists of exception in various privacy laws, allowing police to expedite search warrants. Most of these exceptions apply to criminals in relation to the rebels. However, some exceptions also apply to civilians who are expressed disloyal opinion against the government. Alright, well this is a little bit harsh. We'll have to censor some of these. It's way too harsh to like publish like this. That will hasten the arrest of rebel supporter. Also, this exception apply to ex-criminal in relationship to rebels. I think this is fine. And we'll publish it like this to Frank, who is a supporter. I cannot bring myself to write this article. Okay. Give in. Can I put 2 of them to a certain person? Yeah, he cannot because he's a rebel affiliated and he doesn't want to write it like this. Okay, well, Phil, you can write 2 articles for today. Oh, and then Frank, can you write this one? There we go. So this one, since it contains everything, he will be able to write it. Alright. I think this has been pretty much it for this first week. Let's send it to print and see what happens. Interesting game. I really like this kind of games. You know, I've never been a big fan of the loyalist government, but the public culture opinion is even worse than I expected. Okay. Don't blame it on the government, blame it on the yellow journalism and the blatant lies that some newspaper posts these days. There's nothing good about a misinformed public. Oh, feel the pro-loyalist guy. Well, yeah, sure, but do you realize how much power the government will have over the media with this? I agree with Frank on this one. I can't see how the public culture would be beneficial for anyone but the government. Well, media outlets like ourselves have a scary amount of power over people's opinion, but on the other hand, I don't think that giving that power to the government is a great idea either. Alright, well, I guess not much has happened. Week 1. 11 weeks left until the public culture bill comes into force. Okay, then. So you can see how much papers we sold in the northern suburbs, western districts, eastern factories, southern docks. We can see our popularity, I guess, in each place and their opinion in each place. So as you can see, the southern docks are like the most rebel-oriented ones, while the northern suburbs are like the most loyalist-oriented guys. Very well then. 30 sales last week. The containers represent the people of that district. The light bar still illustrates how many of those papers that were sold. The more you sell, the more popular you get. The more popular you get, the more papers you can distribute. Obviously, it's like an positive loop, you know. Because opinion will affect your sales as well. Likewise, a well-selling paper will also affect the people's opinion. You know, it's it goes both ways, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright, so, our loyalist suspicion of us went down by -6, so we are trusting, people's political opinion has not changed, and your paper's popularity has grown quite a lot. So yeah, I'm thinking of like doing an independent media, just talking about like sports, you know, gossip, and just not get into like political stuff. That's an interesting way of doing it. Let's see what's today's mail. There's nothing more heartbreaking than a misguided polity. In a world controlled by the media, the loyalist government will stop at nothing to protect the people from frivolous lies and irresponsible gossip. Public culture bill is for your protection. Very well then. We have this. Alright, so this also opens up this. Okay. So we have like a few news for today, quite a lot actually. Multiple industrial giants suspected of having connections to violent gang. Bomb disrupts rally, value of Liber keeps on declining, new presidential biography promises the story of his rise of power, burns book in Liberty Square, man attack police officer, cartoonist arrested for slander. I don't know, let's talk about bomb disrupt rally. As a bombing occurred during a political rally in the western districts, casualties are still unconfirmed, but several people regional. In response, the police have brought in several local political groups for questioning. Despite claims of having alibis, all of the arrestees remain in custody. This is witch hunt after bombing. I guess we'll have this one. Sounds like a pretty decent article, and we'll send it for, I don't know, I guess. And you can do that. Okay, never mind. How about Julie? Will you do this? Okay, thank you very much. Next, man attacks police officer. What the hell is this? Writing rebel messages on the walls close to Liberty Square. A police officer witnessed the act and intervened by tackling the teenager. The arrest was interrupted by a passerby who pulled the officer away from the teenager. Both the man and the teenager were arrested when the police officer's partner arrived on the scene. Oh man. Man defends teenager police officer presses charges. Yeah, there you go. That sounds like a good article with everything that is kept here. Has a lot of suspicion, but hey Frank, this is an article for you. Why would you not write this? It's like the perfect article for you. Is it like too suspicious for you? Anne, would you write this? No. Nobody would write this article, are you serious? Wow, okay, well, how about if we change the title? I guess, I don't know. Will it work this way, Frank? Okay, there we go. So at least by having a different title, he will accept doing it. Cartoonist arrested for Slenderman. There are no like gossip articles, you know, to, like just write something that doesn't reflect suspicion and opinions. Presidential biography. Is his new biography to improve to improve upon his past? The president's new biography, The Will and Perseverance, was released. The bag has been said to be the most faithful retelling of the presidential path into politics. It has received some mixed criticism regarding its factual accuracy. The biography president takes credit from several reforms made by his predecessors. Alright, well, this sounds like a good article. Phil, you're up for the task. And let's say value of Liber keeps declining. Currency Liber keeps on decreasing value. Which sweeps the country, making the Liber close to worthless. That's a little bit extreme. To solve this crisis by printing more money to cover the expenses of our governments that have only added the inflation. Okay. Guess we can write like this. Anne, will you be okay with this? No? Why not? Very hard to like convince them to write stuff. If we make it like... oh, like this maybe. I think I might have accidentally clicked that. No. Well, I don't fucking know. How about if we have everything into it? Nope. What happens if you try to force them to write the article? I don't know about that. Let's see. Multiple industrial giants suspected of having connections to violent gang. Implicate several of the Westport's major businesses of affiliating with Vile Rags. The city's most infamous criminal gang, the Vile Rags, are suspected of involvement in hundreds of crimes as well. Companies is Romy Val, which owns several businesses throughout Westport. Alright, this sounds like a great article to send attention, and I don't think it's like either a loyalist or like rebels, so, you know, let's send it to print. Man, it's going to be interesting. I'm really disappointed at our editor. Okay, why is that? Seeing moral courage while officers violently act however they want? Hahaha. Okay. How could I not be? Oh come on, you're going to believe that crap about that guy being innocent? How? He was obviously a rebel supporter, attacking men of the law because he stopped the spread of rebel propaganda. Hahaha. Obviously. Well, you know, Frank doesn't really like us. But Phil is okay. Week 2, I guess this will be the last week before I end this episode, but yeah, it's really being interesting. Start selling a lot more papers. the western districts most importantly, and southern districts. It seems that the opinion in the southern districts has swayed a little bit towards the rebel. Everything else seems to have maintained. Political opinion, as I said, swayed towards the rebel. The suspicion has grown, but our popularity has grown as well. You've got mail. Holy shit, that's a lot of mail. Start with this. Tyrannies grow, so does the need for civil disobedience. When police attack innocent civilians, it's up to us to stop them. Justice is in the hands of the public, not in the hands of pigs. Join the rebellion today. Workers against the oppressors, numbers against class. Wow, alright. Most respected editor, the vicious slander you so-called paper printed about us being related to violent gangs is repulsive. Continue to write such garbage, we'll be forced to take legal action. Oh wow, the Romival industry. It's telling us that... okay, I'm sorry, you know, I guess it happens. Dear editor, as you probably... the loyalist party of Westport. We are aware by now, when we are finally able to stop the notorious Northern Herald from spreading their lies into the public, we were also forced to shut down their affiliated marketing agency. As it happens, your paper, the Westport Independent, used the same agency. This means that from now on you'll have to take care of advertising yourself. Additionally, because of your affiliation with the perpetrators, we'll be keeping a close eye on you for the time being. The Loyalist Party of Westport. Well, that's just splendid. One of the employees, Frank, has recently written quite a few questionable articles for your paper. We expect you to show your people proper discipline in order to prevent even events such as these, especially since the regarded employee has a history of disloyal behavior. You'll do well to remember that reluctance in this matter will reflect poorly not only on your employee, but on you as well. Very well then, Frank, I'm sorry, you'll have to write something. Fast food chains plans to make way into Westport. The chain Jolly's has finally made its way into Westport, with restaurants all over the world. The food chain will quickly rise to be the world's largest international food chain. In Western District, the chain's first restaurant in Westport will open its doors to the public next weekend. With a bang! Alright, this is an article that will like sway the public, you know. And you are up for the task. 10 people reported still missing. Okay, what's this? 2 weeks have passed since 10 people were reported missing and still no trace. The victims were all suspected members of a small rebel group in the southern docks. Police claims investigations are ongoing but further decline to comments. Police stay silent about potential kidnapping case. I don't know about this article. Herald shuts its doors. Movie star writes biography, calls it My Lonely Place in Greatness. Movie star Harold Finn today announced his upcoming autobiography titled My Lonely Place in Greatness. It will chronicle Finn's journey towards stardom. I've always wanted to share my life story with my fans, says the star. To see that moment finally arrive means a lot to me. The book is scheduled to release next fall. Okay. Sounds like a good article. Julie, you're up for the task. Government informant killed in fire. Okay, last night a fire broke out in the middle of the Eastern District in the home of Rob Critley. The fire is still unknown when neither Gritty nor his family survived. Ex-rebel who provided the government vital information the months before death. She just stated but speculate rebel retaliation. Brave patriot murdered in terrorist plot. Alright, this is an article that Frank could write. I mean, Phil. Sorry. There you go, and this will lower the loyalist suspicion, hopefully. Confidence in police grows. Claim that the public's confidence in the police has increased during the last few months. It's with the safety of the public. Government survey claims the increase in police confidence. Confidence in police grows. It's very interesting how it can like change the title and it like change the meaning so dramatically. From a recent event where police officer managed to stop both a teenager and his adult accomplice from vandalizing the Liberty Square. I guess we'll cut this one out. Phil, would you like to write this? Well, Frank, I'm sorry, but you are having a lot of rebel suspicions. Of course you'll have to write this one, just for now. And then you'll be fine, you know, just trust me. Okay, proceed to layout. Oh, now we have to like... I see. Pick articles from the left page and put the article in here. Okay, I guess we'll put it over here. Click on the right half of the paper to turn the next page. Oh, so you can choose like to turn back here. Click here to move for marketing. There's still a cutter you want to perceive. No, okay. So you can choose like what to put in like first and what to put in second and all that. Confidence in police grows. So you can see like industrial, crime, societal, movie star, once writes autobiography, and brave patriot, murder in a terrorist plot. There we go. We can go for marketing. Drag the sliders to change your marketing focus between the different districts. Ah, I see. 5, 150, 20, 25, 300,000. Okay. This guy's like societal news and crime news. This guy's like industrial and societal. These guys like crime and celebrity news, and these guys like celebrity and industrial news. Well, we are mostly about crime and societal and a little bit about celebrity, so maximum will be over here, over the badge to get info about the districts. Yeah, we know that. We can also see what the articles they prefer. Alright, the Western will like this. And I guess a little bit over here and here. And yeah, I guess this is pretty much it, and we can send to publish. Interesting with the marketing system. Last year when I left, the city was split up with a bunch of small gangs at each other's throats without the power to seize control. Now the vile rags are apparently running things in Westport. Can thank our last administration for that. With these harsher custom regulations, the gangs all started to fall apart one by one until the vile rags showed up. Guys were around before that, running hooch by the docks. Okay. But their smuggling experience were great with the new regulation, and they were able to take over most of the other smaller gangs. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, we have a week 3 and we are 9 weeks left until the public culture bill. So we still have a little bit of freedom. Oh wow, look at us. We like swayed the popularity, the opinion in the Southern Docks like a lot towards the loyalists. And we became a lot more popular. Our suspicion like dropped down to 0, opinion went to loyalist, and our papers increased popularity. You know, that's the most important thing mostly. I have no new email for today, and we have a lot of new news, but I'm afraid that will have to wait until next time. Man, they are still suspected quite a lot, these few guys, like Frank and Julie. I'm not sure how I'll be able to do anything with them. But yeah, this has been pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Leave a like and a favorite as always. And I'll see you next time with what I'm going to make. Bye bye!